Okay, let's demonstrate how to do a simple user interface using OpenSpace. So for this demonstration I'm just going to create the user interface, and what I suggest you do is just test it up for each step, leave it set to show on start so it's always there, and then you can disable it or enable it when you want to based on adding it to a button or something similar, or a QR code or something. So I'm going to start off by bringing up the Poppet, and we'll do a custom interface plugin. I'll give it a name. I'm going to do this one called Urban Safari. Okay, so at the moment I'm just doing 2D ones. I'm going to make it 1000 wide and 600 high. I'm going to set the background colour to be like a grey, like so. I've got it set to show on start. If I open the configuration window, I've not anything yet set, so let's look at what it looks like to start with. Yes, got to set the scene. Okay, let's see what it looks like. So this is the size that we're working with. So this would be the size of the interface in this particular example. So let's do a quick change. Let's just center the whole thing. Preview it again just to see what we've got. You see it's now centered within the frame. Okay, so next I'm going to add actually what I was going to say is I'll change the opacity to 75% just so you can see what that looks like. It's nice when you just sort of see through the back of it. Can't quite tell yet because there's nothing on it, but it'll be slightly transparent. So let's add something to our interface. Open the configuration window. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a frame, which is this thing here. So main frame, add as a child, and set it the full size. Inside that frame I'm going to add a title. So if I do title, add that as a child, make that a text frame, and this is just going to have my title in it. So this is going to be Urban Safari. I'll make that in bold. I think I'll center that, and I'll make it about 15. Let's see what that looks like. So press OK. Let's preview that. Let's see what that looks like. There we go, we've got our title at the top. Could do with making that maybe a little bit bigger, so we can adjust that. So let's go with 20 on that title. Oops, where are we going? 20. I can change the colour if I want, but I'll leave it black. Okay. So next job, I'm going to put a logo in this corner. So it's part of my main frame. So we'll call that logo. Add it as a child. It's going to be a picture frame, and it's going to go, let's say about there. I'm going to leave a little gap there. Let's find our picture, my logo. We'll make it fit. Apply that. Well, let's have a look at that. Okay, so there's our logo. See, I could do with probably moving it across and up a little bit. So let's change that. Let's move it across. There we go, looks okay. So in line with that, I'm going to have some about us text. So let's get another frame in. So we'll do it on our main frame. I'll have a text frame. Let's have a text frame. Add that as a child. Let's have that there. Inside that, let's have another one about us. Add that as a title, sorry, as a child, and make that a text frame as well. That's just going to say about us. Whoops. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, there's our about us. Obviously we need to make that in bold. Just make that in bold, and in the main frame here we'll make that a text frame as well. But what we need to do is just bring that, oops, and then we'll have some text. Multi-line text. Okay, let's have a look at that. You can see I've gone over the about us, so that's not worked as well as we'd like. So what we need to do is that it needs to be a text frame of its own. So let's move that. Oops, move to the main frame. And then I can put that there, and I can move that down a little bit. Let's take a look at that. Don't like that still. Still not right. Don't think I applied it, that's why. Let's have a look this time. That's better. Could probably make it go a little bit up as well, but let's leave that for now. Okay, so I've just added a bit of extra text in so you can see what that looks like, and then we'll start adding some buttons and putting some actions in. So there we go, just got a little bit of text in there. Okay, so down the left hand side I'm going to get 3 buttons. So I think the best way of doing this is to have a button frame. Plonk that down here, and then I have 3 buttons in here. So let's have pigeon, and Jav. And what else have I got? Okay. Need to make these buttons. We want to leave a slight gap between them all. So that's a button. That's a button. And that's a button. That first one is our pigeon one, so it's going to say Pigeonoid. Oops. Our second one is, let's get these up around. Our second one is our Jav. Oh, I keep pressing that button. And our third one is other, because I can't remember what I've got, so we'll call that one other. Okay, press OK this time, and then let's see what that looks like. There we go. There's our three buttons. They don't do anything yet. So what we'll have here is some text and an image to show just there, based on each of these buttons. So let's have our text frame. We've already got called text frame. Let's call it, what's our first one? Pigeon text. Keep doing that. Pigeon text. Did I add it? That's going to be our pigeon text frame. Okay, I've got some text in there. Let's have a quick look at that. Okay, so let's take a look at that. When I've got those three buttons, hopefully it should work, but there will be one glaring mistake. Let's look. So pigeon text, other text, other text. As you can see, it makes a mess. So we need to hide the others. So let's look back at our things. So if I go to my chav clicked, I need to other text, hide, chav clicked, pigeon text, hide, other clicked, chav text, hide, other clicked, pigeon text, hide, pigeon clicked, where's it gone? Pigeon text, hide, pigeon clicked, chav text, hide. Hopefully that's all of them, so let's test that. pigeon one's not working, so let's look at it wrong for the pigeon one. Pigeon clicked, show pigeon text, pigeon clicked. I'm hiding it there, look, let's delete that one. So pigeon, pigeon, pigeon. I think I'm missing one. Hiding chav, we need to hide the other. So pigeon clicked, other text, hide. Okay, pigeon, chav, other, pigeon, chav, other. The first part's all working. So next job will be to add a picture here that works in the same way. So let's add our pictures in. So let's have in the main interface, make sure I've got everything showing. In the main interface, let's add, let's call this one pigeon pick. Add as a child, place it there, whoops a daisy, make it a picture and choose the picture we want. Pigeon, and we'll make that fit and apply that, and I'll do another one. So let's have a chav pick again, place it over the top, and let's make that a picture. I'm going to show it start off. We'll make that fit. Just go back to the pigeon pick, turn that off, and then one more other pick, which now whoops a daisy, other picture, which I now remember as a cat. So place that in the same place. Make that a picture. Check with the show and start. Open Safari, cat. Okay. So now we just need to change our buttons so that when chav is clicked, the chav pick is shown. Chav is clicked, the pigeon pick is hidden. When chav is clicked, the other pick is hidden. We'll test that, and then we can do the same for the other two buttons. So there's our chav text. Now I've got a little bit of a problem here with the writing, so let's make sure that's sorted. But okay, so let's go back in. That's that text frame there. So it's obviously going across the text because it's too long. It really should have stayed inside the text. While I I remember as well. Let's have when pigeon is clicked. Hi, oops, didn't need to do that. When pigeon is clicked, shaft pick, hide. Let's just prove that bit works first. We'll sort out the text. So shaft pick. So it looks like the text is slightly over. So let's just resize that picture a bit. There we go. It still needs to be arranged a bit better. Needs to come down a little bit. So we'll do that, and we'll add the rest of the buttons, add the rest of the pictures. Right, let's have a final test. I've got all my different options set for the pictures and the text. Just repeated everything I did. Got a little bit of fiddling around trying to get the pictures in the right positions. So here's my interface. Pigeon, chav, other, chav, pigeon. Right, so the final stage of this little tutorial, what we'll do now is we've got our interface working. You've seen it. Okay. We'll now set this so it's triggered off a tag. I'll use a standard built-in image to do that. So let's add a dummy. I'll call it dummy AR. Let's just go into our interface. Let's turn our interface off so you can't see it. Okay, let's add an AR capture. We can just leave that as it is, don't need to make any changes to that. Let's add an AR marker. Let's choose a picture. Let's use the logo. And let's tag it to the object, to the dummy. And then we can say, when found, show the interface. Where's it gone? Show. Okay, so let's get that picture up on the screen. Okay, you can't see it, but I've got this picture on my other screen. So if I test it, and there you go. And you can see now what I meant about the transparency. Okay, now if I take off that, it doesn't disappear, so what we need to do is to set it to disappear. So let's just do on lost, hide. Let's try that. So there's our thingy, there's our features, but the minute I take it off, it disappears. Now that's a bit of a pain, so what we'll do is we'll set a little timer in that instance. So let's do miscellaneous. Timer. If we take out the hide, and we'll set, let's say, a 3-second timer, and then when the timer fires, we can hide that, and we can start the timer running on the stop. Oops, yeah, on the high. Oops, on the lost, we can start the timer running. That's not quite right, is it? Let's just delete those. So when the timer, and the marker's lost, timer starts. When the timer starts, there we go. So it should, 3 seconds after losing the picture, it should get it back, close it down. It should give us enough time to get it back if we need to. So let's test it. It's on. Lost. 1, 2. There you go. All seems to be working pretty well. I think we could be better off with a button rather than a lose icon there. So let's take out our lost here. Let's go back into our interface. Let's add an extra button. Let's pop it at the bottom. Make that a button. Let's call it exit, and then let's say exit clicked, timer starts. Let's set the timer down to 1 second. When the timer fires, it hides the interface, which I've already got in there. Okay, so now let's try it one more time. So that triggers it. It stays on now, it doesn't go away. can use it to my heart's content, and when I'm finished I can press exit and it goes after 1 second. Bring it back, exit, gone. So there you go, you have a fully working user interface based on a QR tag or AR tag with interactive features.